House of Transformation Nairobi is located along Garden Estate Road, off Thika Superhighway Exit 7.
After an eventful day in the house of God, a group of young ladies sit at one corner of the sanctuary catching up on life. What a golden opportunity for us to engage them in conversation on a quest to understand some experiences in a girl child's life today.
Childhood, yeah. Yeah.
I'm in high school. Yeah, I'm joining Form 3. I think in terms of months, I'm the youngest, most probably. No, we're the same.
Yeah, I'm in Form 3. In first year, second semester. Mount Kenya University Parklands. Low. Yeah, low. Yeah, low.
I'm going to join my third year in September in Cooperative University. I'm studying finance.
Yes, I'm Mitch, and I'm at Kasarani Technical, and I'm studying building technology.
Let's warm them up to the conversation on something that is perceived to be a basic need today, the smartphone. The question, if the phone will be taken away from them, how long would they survive without it?
I can go for weeks, but the thought of that phone not being there, itafanya naumwa kichwa sana.
Just to be honest, at most like one day. Yeah.
It depends. If I'm with the people who I usually communicate with through my phone, I think I'll last for weeks because I'm with them and I enjoy talking to them. But if I'm alone and like I'm not talking to them, obviously less than 24 hours actually, because I have to talk to them. They bring a smile to my face. I mean, yeah.
The maximum I can go is 3 days because I guess I'm addicted to my phone. That's why I communicate with my friends. Yeah, and I'm an introvert. Personally, I don't love mixing with people. So I guess 3 days maximum. Yeah.
I can stay without a phone by default. If I was in a position of having the option of not staying with my phone, according to my experience, right now I can stay without a phone for a couple of weeks.
And they gave their reasons why.
First and foremost, I am bad at making friends face to face, not even making friends actually. I find I'm not nervous, I think shy. So I'd rather talk to people on phone than talk to them face to face. So definitely I'll have a struggle. So these people whom I'm meeting, I'm supposed to see them. Okay, I'm supposed to talk to them online. So I prefer having the phone with me so that I can talk to them. If I don't have the phone, I won't be able to talk to them at ease. Just sina confidence ya kuongelesha face to face. I'm not that confident, by the way. So yes, it is those friends around me that I want to keep in touch with. And then also because I like getting ideas from Pinterest, art stuff. I like design ideas. So I just can't go a day without checking on them so that I can do something artistic. Plus PDF za shule. Hizo tu. PDF za shule.
Right now, it wasn't by choice. So, before, I spend most of my time on YouTube watching movies, listening to songs. I love watching vlogs. So, I think currently, since it's not my choice, I have learned how to limit and control myself with phones. But previously, everybody would just know the intros of certain vloggers because I'm just the only one who's watching those things. Yeah, I think, but now I have learned how to use what time.
Previously, I said I'm an introvert, and introverts love reading books and watching movies. So I'm a fan of Netflix. If I'm not on Netflix, I'm on TikTok. If I'm not on TikTok, I'm on WhatsApp. But I don't communicate that much with people. Maybe 2 or 3 people at most. But most of the times I'm on Netflix or I'm on TikTok. And as Mitch said, PDF za shule. Yeah.
Then comes an interesting lesson from Tina, who deleted one of her social media accounts and gives the following reason.
I think it's a personal issue. I just have my different walk. I have my own walk with, let's say, Christ, because it was influencing me badly. I used to start cursing, and I'm still trying to stop though. But I used to curse a lot, and there's a lot of vulgar language, and also it has a lot of stuff that I'm not really into. Yeah, it promotes other stuff that I don't agree with. Like, for example, LGBTQ. They promote it, and Mimi, I'm not for it, honestly. So I can't keep on supporting an app. Okay, niko Instagram na ina support, but still. Yeah. Okay, I think, because it's videos of people, and they are showing, you're literally seeing them do their stuff. Yeah. So that's why I actually left TikTok. Like I said, if the people I'm talking to, they're around, then I'll survive for long. But if they're not, plus also I love reading novels. I'm a novel addict, if that's a thing. I read a lot of novels, by the way. I started reading them kwanza high school, because there's no entertainment in our school. So imagine, they say that we entertain ourselves with books. So nitajibamba tu na vitabu. Imagine starvation for 2 months. Hey. Lakini tuna survive. Yeah, so I think it's because of that. Yeah.
Where do we find this lesson in scripture? 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse number 12. All things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. all things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. It is true that social media is an important tool today. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this right now. However, if some app is destroying you, well, that's why the delete option is available. Way to go, Tina. Let's see what more lessons we can draw from these ladies. The conversation continues.
Why I can't also survive with my phone for that long? Like I like to follow so much about these boy bands. Like for example, not so many people support it, but I love BTS. So I really love them. Some of my friends don't support it, but man, that's my choice. So yeah. Regularly they do these live videos. So I don't love missing out, I just want to be there when it's live. I don't want to see people posting, oh my god, guys, did you see BTS was live? I'm no, I love watching them when they are live. There's that vibe which is there when they are live. So yeah, I also love that, and I also love reading. Yeah, I started reading novels after class 8. So I started reading novels. Yeah, so that's why I can't survive with my phone for that long. Yeah.
There's a cocktail of lifestyle highlights that are presented by many online. What do these ladies feel about some of the things they see? Martha has confessed to the prevalent pressure that comes with seeing the high life displayed online by her peers. She then shares a lesson on what keeps her cool.
There's a lot. There are some people, when you're in high school, all of you are supposed to carry the exact measure of shopping. You wear uniform, you all think that you are actually on the same level. But after you're done with high school, you start seeing people on IG. People are driving some certain types of cars. They are wearing some types. My age mates, they're wearing designer clothes, which type of jewelry. Sometimes, if you don't sit down with yourself and think to yourself, you'll be carried away Kwani, what am I doing? Kwani, what happened between the time I finished Form 4 and now? Kwani, was I asleep? Was I incubated somewhere? And then suddenly I have come to life. I'm now saying what? Kwani, this, me kwanza, I don't do nails. Unaona two people out here with their stick-ons and you're shocked. You're Kwani, where was I all this time? So there's a lot of pressure, but thankfully we have been blessed. I'll say it's a blessing to be around this type of environment. So the pressure will come, but it must come. But when you sit back, you think to yourself, I'm actually 20 years old. Who expects me to be driving a car? Who expects me to be wearing Dior or CG Gucci? No. And we are even taught that life is worth more than the type of iPhone you're using, or the type of nails you have on, or the types of clothes you have put on. So the pressure is there, but thankfully, as an individual, I thank God that we have groundings, we have foundations, and so we won't easily be swayed. So Adi, me kwanza in campus, you see, this specific clique, they're wearing these types of clothes. Some of them, for real, they can't afford these clothes. So you're even wondering, where do they get money for these clothes? And it's legit. It is clearly, it is a designer. It has that key logo. And for real, this is legit. You even wonder, where do they get these things from? And you find some of these people going for going for sponsors and all these things just to fit in. But because there are some who are dropped before the school gate and are picked. Baba. They come for them. And even lecturers just to get grades. So, going back to the pressure thing, this peer pressure thing, kwanza it hits hard in campus. And people, you know, there are some who are like from wealthy families, and then there are those who are not from as wealthy families. So they're trying to fit in with the wealthier ones. And hapo katikati, they have to find a way of, I can't get, siwezi kufika shule na boda, that is impossible. I have to, either kama si Uber, I have to have like somebody driving me to school. I can't walk, that is impossible. So I think that actually I am almost 100% sure that the reason why people go for wababas and all these things is so that they can fit into a certain clique. They don't want to wait for the due process. So personally, I have understood that there is a process that has to take place for me to get to a certain place. And so if them, I think they don't to wait. They don't to wait for the right time to come for them to get those things. They want it right now, like, so they look for the easiest way out. They want to look nice but not work hard for it. They want to fit in, but they don't have other ways of getting what they want to get. So I think they go now to those wababas so that they get money for them to fit in, so that they go to these posh clubs, they go to these nice restaurants with their friends where they're given a check of 15,000 for a meal.
Thank God for the church, the pillar and the ground of truth that Martha has been firmly planted in. Big up, Martha.
Not 100, let me say 90% sure girls do. I kind of think that most of the people in this generation, or maybe should I say my age mates right now, wameona, you see the way social media has exposed you to so much stuff. You're seeing celebrities, they have earned certain things. They've had achievements in life. When umefika 20, you also want to have those achievements in your life, and you're like, just the way Martha has said, you don't want to go through the process of earning it. Instead, you want to use certain means to earn these achievements, or to make people know that actually I'm worth it, or nimeshafika yo place. Unfortunately, most of these people who are easily lured actually are girls. Very many are girls. I've had nimekuwa shule, our school is mainly engineering, and you see girls who have come from a humble, not even humble background, ametoka hata ushago. Okay, kuna watu wanaweza toka ushago and they are not from a humble background ile yenye hawana kitu. Wamekuja, and actually they are lost in that world, to the point that if you try to tell them that's not right, they'll just tell you, mimi nimekaziwa all my life, high school or something, sai nataka kujibamba. But you're trying to tell them that kujibamba si sai, and that kujibamba doesn't mean you come and destroy yourself with these things or waste yourself with these things that you're trying to indulge in, but they don't hear. In fact, most of them, I've been working at Roy Sambu on attachment, and I've had stories of girls who sell their bodies, to get money, They want that money. They want to prove that, mini mtu kunje. And those kids are even in high school. Actually, tukitoka, ni mjengo, it's a site, wanakuja wanasema, they were saying when these kids were coming, walikuwa nafunga shule ati, bell mpya inakuja. Bell mpya ni gani? Bell mpya ni hawa wenye wako high school. Watu wako primary. I was like, what? Bell. Like a new package is coming. Package legit. Kwanza they even say, fresh, tight. Sijui nini. I feel so sad to say such stuff, but I think it's just girls who have maybe exposure to social media, yes, and also somehow parents. I think it's also parents, because what you teach your child, most of these kids may be at some wanavutwa to a point that unaona mam hana ametry kupeta do or something, ukamwa. But I still don't find it as a genuine, as in mbona umeamua this way is the source for helping your parents out. But most of them just try to prove themselves ukunje that, me, mini legit. I know how to do this thing. I know misi neza gonga nini bila chesa. I hear those things. I don't know, but as in you're trying to prove. I think it's something to do with watu wa kukunywa pombe. I don't know, something bila chesa. Nasikianga tu. So I think alcohol. It's bila chesa. And then you see the funny thing. Ukiwa shule unaanza kusikia ati ule dem ogopa. Huyo anakunywa sijui mbili bila chesa. Seriously, I don't know. I guess pain na kuanga peer pressure from high school ulikuwa unasikia wase. And by the way, that thing is so sad because I came to realize that some people just say it in high school but they haven't tasted it. They're just talking. Unacheki vile unaweza kuja useme maybe nimefanya certain achievement, and actually in the real sense you have never done that thing. But now when these girls come, umekuwa ukisikia someone talking about a certain drink, someone talking about a certain achievement. You want to prove that after high school umepewa simu, pia unataka kuonyesha kina Martha, mini by that meaning what I was saying wallahi nafanyanga. Now you find wanaenda out of the blues, slowly by slowly you just start evil too. That's how they begin. And I think, I don't know, it's just a girl thing maybe because they want money ukiwa campus. And then the way Martha said, ushapanda levels, hauwezi tembea paka shule, hauwezi panda pikipiki, huwezi panda nganya, we sasa we ni wa Uber. That's all.
Conversation then escalates to something that's become a shameful reality. Old men luring young girls with their money and influence. Here in Kenya, they're known as sponsors or wababa.
Yeah, my friends have wababas, by the way, no lie. But I guess it's the difference in upbringing. Maybe, me, I've been brought up in church. I've been in church. I was born here. I've been born here. So I'm like 20 years old in this church. So I guess, tumefunzwa us personally, there's a process you have to, kuna process lazima upitie kupata hizo vitu zenye unapata. So it's just better you wait. Plus me, see, hakuna haja ya wababa. There is no way. Most of these wababas have families, they have wives and children. So that money he's coming to spoil you with, ndio angetumia kulipia watoto school fees, ama rent, ama buy the wife some shoes, and then you're just busy here sitting on the seat of his car. As in, it just doesn't make sense to me. As in, plus I have my father, I have my mother. Kitu ananipea tosheka tu nayo. Hakuna haja kutafuta kwingine. Plus marriage is so sacred. Hakuna haja kuingilia marriage ya mtu mwingine. Acha tu nayo. Wait for you, because me personally ask my friends, how would you feel if it were you, it's your husband who is now with a university girl on a Friday evening going to a club, and he was to buy you shoes, or he was to pay rent, or he was to pay the school fees of the children? How would you personally feel? So it's, to me, as in, kaa tu hivo, Mungu ako na reason, kaa tu hivo. Yes, money will come if you work hard. Hautakufa. We don't die, by the way. Sisi wenye hatuna baba, we don't die. Yeah, we don't die. We may not have that money. You may not walk in shoes or have fashionable clothes, but at least you're wearing something. Kaa tu hivo. Asante.
Sad. To the girls out there given to this lifestyle, do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, who is in you, whom you have from God, and you are not your own?
I think you're supposed to actually know your worth as a girl. Put aside the upbringing, everything, just know your worth as a girl. So obviously, this world, as we see it right now, it's a cruel world. And it's not actually safe for girls to be outside, especially from right now here when the cloud, like, it's dark outside. Even if it's 6:30, you just like have to stay indoors, because you never know what's gonna happen to you, because the world is cruel. So obviously, knowing your worth, you know your parents want the best for you. Okay, 99%. We have parents who are just weird, but obviously, but for the parents, okay, for me, the parents have seen, obviously, they want the best for you. And so, mimi, okay, niko na curfew kweli. I think we actually nabakingi kwa nyumba. So, I don't relate because, like, I don't go out that often. Yeah, plus I know my worth and I know, yeah. Because at the daylight, you still get approached by weird people and it's not safe. So, you gotta play you, yeah, and know your worth.
Great understanding that these ladies have on self-worth. They are not conformed to the patterns of this world. It's no to mbabas and yes to Abba Father. They then conclude by what they appreciate about their friendship and being involved in the work of God.
Mimi, I love my group first of all. Yeah, wako peng sana. I love them. I think, okay, we've had our ups and downs. Kuna times we don't talk to each other. We just get annoyed with each other. But at the end of the day, tutarudi tu pale music room and lazima tu communicate. So, they're the best. Actually, we were friends since birth, since our parents were friends. Mimi, I love how we are real with each other. We don't have to fake that I'm from this standard or something. We know each other, so you don't have to be fake so that they can approve you or something like that. They accept you with your flaws. You know, we all have our flaws. Yeah, so kuna wale friends by that wakishaona one flaw wana flee, like, yeah, red flag au marafiki. Hizo tu ni red flags. But anyways, I just love them because you can be real around them and they can entertain all your crap. And yeah, I think.
So, about what I like about this clique is like tumezoeana, so we are free with each other. And as being Christians, being brought up in church, we know our standards. So, hata mmoja wetu akienda astray sana, tunamwambia hapo umeenda kubaya sana. So, rudi hivi. So, yeah, we correct each other. Yeah, vile Tina amesema sometimes we are mad at each other. We don't want to talk to each other, but still because we have this kind of a connection. Like the next day we're speaking to each other, laughing, yeah, and they also entertain or cry for me. They entertain my dry jokes. I'm like yeah, so they entertain my dry jokes. Yeah, sometimes they say it's not funny, but they laugh so much. Yeah, that's the essence of a dry joke. Yeah, and yeah, I just thank this group. Yeah, you know, like tumeshikiliana, mi shule nimeona watu wako vibaya sana because maybe they never had a farm upbringing and people who can support them. So yeah, I think this clique, man, baka sijui baka lini, but always together. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess first and foremost, one thing I find an advantage for being in a group like this, I call it a circle because a clique has a negative. Yeah. So anyway, I find it an advantage because okay, first and foremost, tulikuwa tunastay area moja si wote, and there's in a way that if I want to go somewhere right now, if I tell my mom, by the way, next, you definitely says isema kesho, I have to say like, yeah, 2 weeks, some days before. If I tell them that, Mom, I will be with Julie, Tina, June, na Martha, there is some trust they have in this group. There's something they've seen, definitely, and they've known that we who have been, okay, all of us who are in this church definitely are taught, but you know, what you portray as you walk out here, when you talk, the actions you do, they also speak much about whether you have been doing what you have been taught or whether you have not been doing what you've been taught. So the trust that has been built in our parents, whenever it's a ticket to maybe going somewhere, safety in numbers. Then also I like it because tuli join band, by the way, just by persuasion, you know, mtu wa kwanza alianza, wengine wakafuata moja. So yeah, it was such a nice thing, and I think it brought us to a good position, because I think I don't regret ever making that decision to join band. And we never, by the way, used to see tuko nyuma kabisa, and we used to say, by the way, siku moja tutacheza kama mazetu. Pap, we were there. So I think I found it such a positive, it was motivation actually. Juu nakumbuka mama Martha akiambia Martha, kwani utakuwa ukisindikisha Tina kila siku? It doesn't make sense. Aka join tu mara moja. And then it was such a nice thing, because there are people I've seen who have been in class actually, by the way, and they haven't made it out because unajua hauna huyo mtisha. Unafika mahali class, you're like, guy, and my friends are maybe going to clean, so maybe I'm going out. You feel like, maybe let me join my friends, definitely. But us as a circle, we went together, which was such a nice thing. We encourage each other. I like it. I really like it so much, because just as June said, utaona mwingine akienda astray, and you will talk to that person to bring them back. You will always find a way to bring them back. You will like talk, and the good thing is you might even use the scripture. Not might, you have to, definitely, so that we have to make the word alive in us. So yes, we'll use the scriptures, definitely. We'll try also to make it as real as possible, so that you realize that actually, by the way, what you're doing is not right, and what we are saying is right. You must follow this way, but we'll do it slowly in a way. And then we encourage one another. You see, maybe this one is doing low, this one is, for us to reach certain levels, definitely, not levels, a certain position in place, we have to encourage one another. Just the way Julie was saying, I may not have a mubaba because I know that there's a process we must take. No matter how painful that process is, it is, we are here for one another. We are here to encourage one another. Hata unajua mtihani inakuja, you are really tensed, but you're here to encourage one another. And that's one thing I find as an advantage. Also, spiritually, I think it's such an advantage. You might find okay, let me give a good example of our friend Sandra, who is in the band. She came here, actually she was from Catholic church, and we kind of, the friends you have with, the people you walk with, she came, joined us. Actually, I was her first friend, I guess. I must be. So she joined, slowly by slowly, till right now, I can confidently tell you that I see a different Sandra if I remember the first Sandra I saw, or when I saw Sandra the first time. I'm very sure she has been brought up spiritually, and it's all thanks to sitting there at the pulpit. Bishop always tells us to have notebooks, to have maybe a Bible, and you really pay attention wherever he teaches. And it's such an encouraging thing, because you get to grasp lots of things. We might have been young when we were there, but we still are there. And I find it very nice, because you still, a scripture might be quote maybe once, hautashika, but the more it's being talked about, you will come to get it in your mind. And it's such a nice thing, and I like it, because being around church just makes me really happy, when we come together, and there's so much that we do, practice songs, come maybe do some cleaning, maybe in the music room or not, but I just find it nice. We might bond together, we might remind each other, actually even in jokes, even when we are outside, we might joke, we might take photos, we might talk about stuff, we might veer kiasi, but we'll still come back with maybe a scripture. I know those things when you're warning someone, and it's such a nice thing. So it's an advantage that we are together, and I really like it. We bring one another, and then we like visiting one another. That's one thing for sure. And we like helping one another, because as we help one another, stories ushika. So yeah. And eating together, eating a lot. We eat a lot, I'm sorry. We might not be that big, but smoky pasua, yes, smoky pasua, bajia, ice pop, anything. So we do eat a lot, but we might not be big bodied, but it's fine.
I think one thing I love about this group is the comfortability we have among one another. Unaweza pata, we've gone to a place, but maybe Mitch ameenda peke yake, me and June come later, Tina and Martha come later. But tumezoeana in the extent that tutafuatana si sote, tune tukai pali Mitch ameka. As in, we are that free with one another, as one of these girls has said. We are free, we encourage one another, we have fellowships, and as Mitch has said, most of the times you'll find us, it's either we are in practice or we are playing or we are eating. By the way, I love eating, neti. Mwili zilikataa tu by the way. Sawa si peke. Yeah. So as in tumezoeana ile vizuri, but Novla amesema we have our ups and downs. Sometimes we argue, we don't see eye to eye, but at least we have our parents kutu and by the our parents are strict, si ati nini, our parents are really strict. And I guess pia ndio imetusaidia, tunajua kuna hizi vitu tunafaa kufanya na hivi vitu hatufai kufanya, and you stick by them. Unajua ukikosa kufanya kitu amesema mfanye, kutakuwa so I guess that's what I like about this group.
What are we saying?
Hi, we are Young Music Band, and thank you for watching Check-In. Yeah.
What an insight to what the girl child of our generation is facing. It's a joy to see that there are young ladies that know their worth and place in God. Those keeping the straight path, like these ladies, find encouragement in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse number 12. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. Let no man despise the youth, but be thou an example to the believers